All right, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in Taylor, Michigan. I'm here at Detroit Loves Tacos 2. Now this kid that owns the place is 19 years old and you might have seen him online. So today we come to check out the food. We're gonna be grabbing one of his giant beef burritos. We're gonna be checking out those birria tacos. I got some al pastor tacos. We're gonna check out those rice and beans, so make sure you stay tuned because these tacos are smelling delicious. I'm Scott and welcome back to Detroit Food Review. Detroit Loves Tacos 2 has been on my radar for quite a while. The owner, he's only 19 and he's already making a big impact in the community. They're serving up all of your Mexican favorites made with his family's recipes, and everything in here smells so good. Make sure you stay tuned because I'm about to grab this food and I'm gonna let you know exactly how it is. All right, so we got the food from Detroit Loves Tacos 2. Let's go check it out. All right, so we got the bag from Detroit Loves Tacos. I was going to give a big shout out to everybody for recommending this one. I must have had over 100 comments recommending this place. Alex is super cool. He's doing really good things there. So I was really happy to go over there today and check out his food. I just want to give a big shout out to all the subscribers. Thank you. Let's get in. Let's see what we got today. All right, so they've got two different types of salsa. This is the verde, and then this is the red salsa. All right, so the first item we're gonna check out is their birria tacos. Now I just got two of them today because I got a bunch of food here, so I didn't want to get the full dinner. Bam, check it out. So we got two there. We can see there, they've got the nice cilantro, the onion, they've got the cheese. They feel nice and crispy. Comes with some of their consomme, and we're gonna try this one with a little bit of the red salsa. Put a little bit of salsa on there. You can see there though, we got the nice big chunks of beef. We got the cheese, got a nice color and crisp on the shell. Let's check them out. These are the birria tacos here from Detroit Loves Tacos 2 in Taylor. Let's give it a good dunk. Let's give it a bite. Good flavor on the beef there. Let's get another dunk. All right, let's get one more of the birria, and then we're gonna rate it. So let's start with the consomme. Had a good flavor to it. It was kind of beefy. Then they put the onions and cilantro in it. The shell was nice and crispy. Had a nice chew to it as well. The cheese on the inside was gooey. The onions, the cilantro were fresh. Found the meat to be nice and tender. So very solid. We're gonna go 8.7 on the birria tacos. All right, so the next thing we got is one of their giant burritos. I'm gonna cut it in half so we can take a look inside. But just look at this thing before I cut it. Look at my head. I got this one with the steak, the carne asada. So let's pop this bad boy open. Bam! So looks like we got the cheese, we got the steak, we got pico de gallo. Looks like there's some lettuce in there. They got rice, beans. We're gonna try this one with a little salsa verde. Let's give it a bite. This is the burrito here from Detroit Loves Tacos 2 with the carne asada. Get a little more of that verde on there. Let's get another bite. You can see there how loaded up this thing is. Let's drip a little bit more of that verde on there. We're gonna get one more bite of this giant burrito, and then we're gonna rate it. This burrito is hitting. Wow, that's a good burrito. So let's start with the shell. A nice big tortilla. He took the cheese and melted it on the flat top, so the outside of the burrito has the melted cheese. Then on the inside, it's just loaded up with the rice, the beans, the steak, pico de gallo. Very, very flavorful. The pico was fresh. The steak was nice and tender. Nice, tender, and juicy. Had a good flavor to it. The rice and beans were very tasty in there. I think this burrito is outstanding. I'm going to give this burrito a 9.0. All right, so this is why we came today. This is Detroit Loves Tacos, and these are their tacos. Today I got the al pastor dinner. Comes with rice and beans and 3 tacos. Let's check it out. Bam! Look at that. Oh, Oh man. So you can see they're loaded up with the al pastor. We got the onions, we got the cilantro. Then underneath there you can see they got the whole beans with the rice. So I had a little bit of the rice and the beans in the burrito, but let's try it by itself. Let's check out this rice. Now this rice looks like my mom's rice. It's a very light color. This is the way that she makes her Mexican rice. Let's give it a bite and see what we think. Yeah, it's crazy. It tastes a lot like my mom's rice. Let's get another bite. Let's try some of these whole beans. Looks like there's a bunch of vegetation in there, like some onions, like they stewed them down. Let's get a bite. I could come here just for rice and beans. They're very good. Let's get one more bite of the rice and beans, and then I'm going to give them a rating. I'm going to give the rice a 9. It reminds me so much of my mom's rice. It's delicious. We're going to go 9.0 on the sides. I think the beans and rice are excellent. If you like a whole bean, they're not salty. They had a good flavor to them. You can taste that they cooked them down a long time with all that vegetation. The rice, it doesn't really have that tomato thing, but it's got a little bit of a chicken flavor. I don't know how they do it, but it's delicious. All right, now we're going to check out the al pastor tacos. We're going to do the al pastor with the hot sauce. I didn't see any limes with it. I think they forgot the limes on this one. Wow, that's a fat taco. You can see they're loaded up. So this is the al pastor from Detroit Loves Tacos. Let's give it a bite and see what we think. It's got a good flavor. The hot sauce, I'm feeling a little bit of heat from that. Let's get another bite. Nice big hunks of meat in there. All right, let's get one more bite, and then we're going to rate this al pastor. So I'm sweating a little bit from that hot sauce. It definitely had some nice kick to it. But let's start with the shell. They had a nice corn tortilla. They threw it on the flat top so it was nice and soft. It didn't really have a crisp edge on it, but it had a nice flavor. The onions and the cilantro, nice and fresh inside. Pastor was seasoned up nice, had a little sweetness to it. I think there's some pineapple in there. I think these are some good tacos. We're gonna go 8.6 on the al pastor. So really good rice and beans, the burrito, everything was delicious today. Big thank you to Alex inside. He's super cool, and his team, everybody in there was great. If you'd like to check them out, I'm gonna put the address up here. They're located on Ecorse Road, and they're not far from Metro Airport. So if you're coming into town or heading out of town, you can grab some tacos on your way to the airport. And I did see that he's on DoorDash, and when you go in to order, what you do is you order your food and then you go wait outside, only because the lobby is so small. There's not a lot of room in there. So, but thank you everybody who recommended this one. Like I said, I got hundreds of comments recommending this place, and follow him on TikTok and Instagram. He's got a page going. He put out a video last month and it went viral, and he started getting really busy. So I was driving by there. So I've been wanting to do a review there for a while, but I kept driving by and he was so busy, and finally it kind of slowed down for him a little bit. So I've been wanting to get out there for quite a while, and I'm really glad that I went tonight. But what we're going to do now is we're going to get into a little Q&A. What I did was I put up a post and I asked if anybody had any Q&A questions. So we got some fun ones. And if you've got a question, drop it in the comments. So let's see here. Okay, the first question comes in from Marcy W922. She says, Lafayette or American? That is the question, right? Now, I've never done a review at the two, but I grew up going to Lafayette. We would always go late night. They were open late, so we'd stop and we'd get Coney's in the middle of the night. So I'm a Lafayette guy. Now, that's not to say anything about American, because I've only eaten at American like once or twice. So I probably need to go back down there and do the battle one day. So that would be fun. But great question, Marcy. Definitely a Lafayette guy. What are you out there? Drop yours in the comments. Are you Lafayette? Are you American? Okay, and then we got one more question this week. We're going to do another one from It Ain't Just Paint. They write, are you retired and what did you do? Great question. And no, I'm not retired. I'm still working. I'm kind of at the end of my career now. I've been doing the same thing for about 30 years. I'm an engineer and I design cars, and I've been doing that since like 96. I started working for Chrysler. So I do design car interiors. So that's been my thing for 30 years. Before that, though, I worked in restaurants. I actually worked at Taco Bell. I worked at McDonald's. I worked at a Mexican restaurant. So I was in the food industry before I went into engineering. But great question. And I hope to be retired soon, within the next 5 to 10 years. So thank you. Great question. So I really do appreciate the Q&A. That's fun. So if you've got a question, drop it in the comments. Maybe I'll pick yours and read it on the show. And thank you everybody for always being so supportive. Everybody's great. You guys are so awesome. Oh, check it out. I got the DFR hat. This one is a sample. So what I did was I got it embroidered with the 3D logo. I want to see what you guys thought of it. But this one's on the normal hat that I wear, the new era. I always wear the Lions version, but I got this one stitched on there. Next week, we're going to be going to get some Filipino food. And then the following week, we're going to do some Indian food. So we're going to start doing some ethnic food this month. So stay tuned to the channel for that. That's going to be really fun. If you've got any summer spots or any recommendations, drop them in the comments. Make sure you smash that like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, because I'm going all around the metro area. I'm going to be finding all these little gems that you might not know about. Have a great week. Get out there and get after it. And I will see you on the next video. That's 313. Look around, you'll see. Is everybody, that's the 313, yeah. What's 313? Well, that's the area code. Everybody, that's where we'll be.